Hey, what's up guys? Gary Eberhardt, Realtor here in Hollywood Beach. 2021, crazy real estate market, super sellers market. What does that mean? That basically means that sellers have pretty much all the leverage right now. But don't worry, things will change, I promise you that. These are some things I think that you should know as a buyer in today's market, and some terminology that you might be here throwing around, just what it means. So first thing you should know about the market right now, and just in general, is what is an escalation clause or an escalator clause. So with an escalation clause, your buyer or you're going to be agreeing to pay X amount of dollars above the highest offer, not to exceed X amount of dollars. For just example, house is listed at $500,000, you're agreeing to pay $5,000 over the highest offer, not to exceed $550,000. So the second thing that I could think of that I'm seeing a lot on a lot of offers right now is buyers waiving the appraisal contingency. What does that mean? Does that mean there's no appraisal at all? Not quite. What that means is that the buyer is agreeing to make up the difference of an appraisal that comes in lower than value. So like I said about the escalation clause, if you're in escrow at $550,000 and the appraisal comes back at $500,000, then the buyer is agreeing to make up that difference in money. So the key with the escalation clause and the appraisal is that you need to have funds outside of your down payment to be able to make up those differences. So a lot of times you might see someone who's coming in with all cash, they're not gonna have an appraisal anyways. But if you're doing a traditional loan, you're going to have an appraisal. But if you have the extra cash on the side, you might consider waiving the appraisal to make your offer look stronger. So the third thing I could think of that might help you out writing an offer is, what is variable rate SCA and what does that mean? So when you get a listing agreement signed by the seller, there's talks about commission. So for example, seller agrees to pay 5% and that gets split between buyer and seller brokerages. What the variable rate SCA would say is that it'd be an agreement between the listing agent and the seller that if they double into the deal, if the listing agent represents both buyer and seller, that they will do the commission for cheaper. And that's all negotiable and that all varies. You're not gonna know what that commission difference is, but on the MLS or whatever your local MLS is, it's gonna show that there is a variable rate SCA attached to this listing. Fourth thing I can think about right now is confidentiality. The last thing you want to do is put forward a clean offer with an escalation clause and have no appraisal, and then have to find out that the agent's talking about your offer to everybody else and everyone knows about the offer you submitted. Or this market, you might see 30 offers, which means there's one winner and 29 losers. So by all means, get that confidentiality agreement out there and make sure that no one else is talking about your offer. All right, number 5 is pretty simple and self-explanatory. When you go shopping for a car, very few people just go to a lot and buy the car. What you should do is you should be comparing that car price with other dealerships. Same go with loans, same go with houses. So my fifth and final thing I'm recommending you do is get cross-qualified. The last thing you want to do is be 21 days into an escrow and figure out that your loan can't be done. It's heartbreaking, but that stuff happens. That's the #1 deal killer in real estate. Guys, I really hope this information helped you. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. I'm happy to help you guys out. And just remember this, you know, it's a tough market for everybody. It's tough to be a listing agent because you're having to tell 29 buyers they didn't get that house. It's tough being a buyer's agent because you're having to explain to your client why an all cash offer wasn't accepted. So just remember out there, the market will get better, and if you need any help, please give me a call.